Thanks for joining me for another week with Mirree's Dreamtime Messages. Thanks for joining me here, and thank you to each and every one of you that is on my YouTube channel, sharing and liking and commenting on my videos. It really means a lot to me, and your presence is here is very welcome, and thank you. We're going to be starting a brand new week, and we're going to be approaching Easter, which is next weekend. For those of you that celebrate Easter, which is on the 5th of April, on Sunday next week. But we also have the daylight saving, so here in Australia, in New South Wales. And so that means that the clock is going back. No, it's going forward, sorry. It's going forward. And so, yeah, we're going to be losing an hour. So, yeah, we like to sleep in. I know that. But we're going to be losing an hour. So, but that's okay. In time, we're going to have to get used to that. And, yeah, it's a bit of a bugger sometimes when that happens, but you know, we've got Easter to celebrate, so hopefully that'll keep our mind off the daylight saving. So we just have to try to remember to put our clocks forward. And so, yeah, it's going to also be a pretty long weekend for us Aussies here in Australia, as we got the public holiday on the Friday, this Friday, which is Friday the 3rd of April, which is Good Friday, and also on Easter Monday, which is the 6th of April. And so we can just sit back and relax and have some time to ourselves, which is really good thing to do, especially if we've been a bit busy lately, and spend some time with family and friends. And so, yeah, we got some pretty powerful cards that we drew out from last week. And so, did anyone get some opportunities that came their way last week? I hope that you did, and I would love to hear your comments and feedback about that. We got some pretty, with one of the powerful cards that we drew out with the crocodile and dragonfly, I am determined, letting us know that when we focus on a change, our soul evolves to the next level, and this enables greater development and personal power within our life. And the other card that we drew out is with the resting rainbow serpent, reminding us to rest and recharge and revitalize our spirit. And the other card we drew out is with the emu. When I listen to I am wise, when I listen to my inner guidance, I understand the right choices are empowering me and I am wise. And so, yeah, they were the three animals that were guiding us this week with the Holy Spirit. And so we're going to be drawing out another 3 cards for this week, which is starting another brand new week from the 30th of March and running until the 5th of April. And I put out my brand new video from last week called Intuition, and so I hope that you guys enjoyed watching that. I'll put the link in the description box down below. And I think for maybe one more day, I'm going to be having 40% off the Dreamtime cards. So if you haven't got yours yet, now is the perfect time, because I did mention that I don't do that sale on the Dreamtime cards very often, and that the last discount I did was 50% off, and so I said that that is going to be the biggest discount that you'll get on the Dreamtime cards. And so, yeah, at the moment, yeah, it's kind of exciting week this week because of the public holiday, and you know, there's a lot going to be happening with the daylight saving ending. And also, we've got a full moon at the same time, which is on Thursday, and so it's going to be a really good time just to let go of anything that's not serving us. Just release it, let go, and let God or the Holy Spirit or whoever you believe in to take care of it, and so that we're not being too involved in that. because sometimes we can get too involved, and then that causes a lot of friction and stress. And yeah, so we were just letting it all be taken care of. And so yeah, and also at the moment we're in relation to the cycles of the moon, because it's nice to be connected to nature and God's creation, and the cycles of the moon, we're going through 3 cycles this just alone in this week. And so the first one is the waxing gibbous moon, which is happening at this present time. It runs for roughly a bit over 6 days, and it's helping us to process any big decisions that you've made recently. It's a great time for cleansing and purification as well, doing any smoking or salt or water ceremonies. And it's a perfect time to redefining your roadmap to your dreams. And so it's great to focus in on any clarification in that area during that time. And so after the full moon, which is going to be after Thursday, because the full moon is on Thursday, it's going to be a waning gibbous moon, which is focused on gratitude ideas, and it reminds us to focus on manifesting our dreams through a strategy by perhaps making a list for yourself and focusing and following through and tuning into the feeling of happiness, and trying to pinpoint where that happiness is coming from in our lives, so that we can focus in on that feeling that we want to bring more into our lives, showing up. And we can do that through the use of quiet contemplation, which brings me to let you guys know that the next video that I'm going to be bringing out is called Quiet Contemplation. And so I really would love to hear your feedback. Bring in the comments and the likes and the subscribes, because it's really, I love being able to hear any feedback that is from you guys, and just lets me know that you're enjoying the channel and the videos and all the effort and everything that I've been putting into this, especially for you. So yeah, I really love to hear back and your feedback and your comments, as it really makes my day. And so let's have a look and see which are the 3 animals that we're going to be guiding us this week with the Dreamtime cards. And it was such a beautiful day today. I ended up going to an Easter festival, and so in one of the major parks where I live. And so it was a really nice time. I had a nice time and with some friends. And I just, as I said before about tuning into the feeling of happiness, and creating more of that happiness in your life. Where is the happiness coming from? And tuning into the feeling of happiness. And, after Thursday is a good time to be doing that, and also making a list of what you're feeling thankful for, a gratitude list, and so that you can bring more of that in, and that really helps your mind to focus more on that happiness. And if you don't know where to start and you're wanting to do a business plan or a business strategy or a business goal, one thing that is really great and you don't really know where to start off is the feeling of happiness. And so I know that there's all these steps that we can go through when we're making a plan, making a business plan, which I'm currently in the process of doing at the moment. And so when you're making a business plan, there's all these things that you're trying to think of, and all these different strategies and all these different topics and all these different conclusions and areas of your business that you're wanting to work through and improve and outperform from previous years and things like that. There's just so many things to focus on, but I think that keeping when there's something difficult, like a difficult task that's coming your way, I think one thing is which has greatly benefited me, is just focusing on what is ahead of you at this moment and time, and simplifying it by maybe just tuning into a feeling or tuning into an activity that you know that is benefiting you and creating happiness within you. And so yeah, I know that doing it that way is, you know, probably a bit you know, controversial, or you know, outside of the norm, which, you know, a lot of people you know, kind of sway against. But you know, I'm all about thinking outside of the box and doing things differently, and being able to share things that are working and are not working, and being able to find a common ground. But also I love being able to share what's worked with me and what hasn't worked for me, and any techniques that I learn and know that I've benefited from greatly, then I love sharing that with you guys here. And you know, knowing that I'm only, you know, I'm only like a level 1, you know, have autism, but you know, it's not really a label that I like to put towards myself, because I feel that what I do is pretty, you know, just normal and plain. And but I know that there's a lot of things that I've tried in the past that haven't worked, and so, you know, it's always constantly thriving to find what is working, and being able to practice more of the techniques or more of the activities that are, you know, making me happy, or that are benefiting me, or that are working. And so, and I know that there's a lot of you out there on my channel that are the same. You know, you get bored easily, you are very highly creative, and you you know, or you know, it may not be something that is your main income, or maybe it's a hobby, or maybe it's something that you want to create as a main income into your future. And so you know, I'm all about you know, being able to shine a light on those things that make me happy and that are benefiting me, being a highly creative person. And so obviously I want to bring that towards you as well, so that you can learn absolutely everything you possibly can to be successful in what you're doing as well. And I don't, like I said, I don't like to put labels on things. And so when I'm doing the stories for my paintings, you know, the stories come about and evolve as I'm doing the painting, or I may have finished the painting and then the story comes to me. But either way, the story is there to bring an inside view into the painting, but also it's connecting to that inside view within you. And I know that sometimes it may be hard to tune into that part of yourself, but when we have these kind of tools like the stories that come with my paintings and the information that I'm sharing with you on my YouTube channel, or however it's coming through, it could be coming through my books or my card deck, or the stories that are through my paintings. And so, you know, it may not come the same way all the time, it may come in different ways, but that's connecting you to that strong inner sense of yourself, the inner person that is within you. And yeah, it's hard to be calm, grounded, and relating to that part when there's so much outside noise outside. And so that is what basically we're tuning into when we're listening to the stories in the Dreamtime stories to do with my artworks. And you know, it's all contributing to you tuning into yourself and making that louder within you. And you know, the intuition, the deep listening, you know, that's all a part of who we are inside, and connecting to that part of ourselves inside, and the quiet contemplation, which I'll be doing coming up. And these are the tools that I use and I connect with. And yeah, it's not like mainstream topics or mainstream media or popular topics or popular media. And so that's why I'm kind of like, because you know, all the news and the story, they don't want us to know about these tools, because it makes us strong, it makes us powerful, it helps us reclaim our power back. And you know, and then we're not looking outside so much to you know, draw on those influences from outside. And so the more that we're stronger within our inner selves, the less that we rely on the media, the less we rely on the news, the less we rely on other people that are bringing us down, or companies that are promoting products that are making us feel, you know, like we're needing all these products for ourselves when we don't. And so yeah, I've recently put out the grandmother dreaming story, and this is exactly like what I'm talking about. You know, the grandmother dreaming helps us to connect to those hidden things inside that I'm talking to you about right now, nurturing ourselves and building up our self-confidence and empowering ourselves with inside. And so yeah, so that's what I just wanted to let you guys know about, you know, the why I'm doing these series of videos and why I do everything I do here, and my artwork, and yeah. So now let's have a look and see the animals that are going to be guiding us this week. And don't forget to get your Dreamtime card deck. You've got your 100-page booklet here, and it describes every single animal and cards in your deck. And you've got your box as well. But you can also put your cards in a little fabric bag as well if you would like to do that. And so every week I pull out 3 cards, and I'm guided from the Holy Spirit as we see the messages that are coming for us this week. And we'll see what we're being guided towards, keeping us on our track, keeping us on the right track. And the first card that we drew out this week is with Butterfly. I am connected, letting us know when I give myself time, I can easily understand that each phase in my life is a natural progression of life. I love the Butterfly card. It has so many beautiful colors, and it's not just that, it's representing the part of our spirit that wants to dance and be connected, and that wants to have fun, and that wants to make our spirit strong and experience all those feelings and emotions and thoughts and experiences and situations that makes us feel connected to all that is. And so if we have a look here in the guidebook, it's on page 21, and when I give myself time, I can easily understand that each phase in my life is a natural progression of life. The butterfly is so closely linked to the death and rebirth cycle. It is a beautiful, free-spirited creature that brings support to this kind of transformation within that you're about to take without attachment. Once it's left the chrysalis, it's free to move about with ease. There is a lot we can learn and uncover in a lifetime, especially to do about nature and ourselves. But instead of stopping and taking the time to heal and understand, we keep going in this fast-paced world. Butterfly reminds us that our cycles of transformation within our heart and soul learning. Butterfly dreaming represents the many cycles of life that we go through. Everything is in perfect balance and synchronicity when we recognize the ebbs and flows of life in the reflection of nature. And you know, that could be a cycle that's going up, or it could be a cycle that's going down, and that's okay, because everything is a passing moment in time. And so the guidance for you is to honor you by giving yourself the time to understand what kind of cycle you're currently in at this time. This will enable you to gain more balance in the areas that you feel separated from. And what I mean by that is there's different areas. We have our spiritual life, we have our friends and family life, we have our work life, and so this is what I'm talking about. So the action step this week is to schedule in some quiet time, especially for yourself, so that you can get connected to nature and the natural rhythms of life that within you that you feel. If you do enough meditation, then you can start to feel this movement that is within you. And I know that sounds crazy, but I know that I feel that within myself, this natural rhythm and natural flow, and I always feel this when I'm doing my paintings. And so, you know, and I don't mean to be so enthusiastic or come across so, what would you call it, in your face, or I'm not sure, but it's just that the paintings bring me much happiness. And you know, and that's why I also on my social medias talk about, have you found your happy place? Have you found your, you know, that is like the sweet spot within you that you can basically revolve your entire life, you know, whether it's your family life and or your relationship life that you have, or a personal relationship you want to have. You know, I highly recommend that you revolve it completely around this part of you that makes you happy, and you can't go wrong. And so let's have a look and see the next card that we're going to be drawing out. And so it was never always this way for me, because when I was quite young, and I'm not young anymore, but I look young. But when I was quite young, you know, I kind of just fell into this part of my life, even though I wasn't even ready, because I didn't really bring very much value to my paintings and what I did at the time. And so it felt like it wasn't really that important. And you know, and because I didn't receive support, very much support from my family, you know, and so that's why it took me a long time to come out when I did about my paintings. And so it's not all peaches and cream for me, and it's not like that for everybody. Everyone is going through something or other. And the other card, wowee, we drew out is with the koala and baby again. Daytime koala, I am wealthy when I allow myself to have a clear vision about my future. I receive limitless opportunities to increase my value and helping others to achieve their dreams. And this is a cool card, and we don't get this one very often, but I really love getting it. And it's about reminding us also to have this plan that we're talking about. And so koalas rely heavily on their keen sense of smell and excellent hearing, as their sight is not very good. And so daytime koala represents a support network that is already there for you, and embracing those opportunities that you can further build upon. Daytime koala also represents your vision into the future, to your prosperity and wealth that is created from the passion that you put out into something such as a business, your children, family, or personal life, which can symbolize your soulful self. Sometimes this vision is very, very clear, and other times it's a bit muffled. So pause and allow yourself to take the time to tune into your senses, to understand this vision a lot more, so you can clearly see it and can be grounded into your reality through certain success strategies or a plan that will enable you to get there with more ease and direction. And so it's like when we are visioning something, I know that when I do my paintings, it's like a vision that I can actually, I know vision is to do with what you see, but it's a vision that I feel. It's not a vision that I can actually see with my eyes until I actually do the paintings. And so the vision is my feeling, and so when I do the painting, then I can see exactly what it is, but I don't really know. It's like I'm in the dark until it appears, the colors are there, and then it comes and takes on its own life. And then, you know, the creativity, my creativity, that's how it is for me, but for you it may be different. You may get it in you may see it actually, or you may hear it, or you may taste it, or you may smell it. And so yeah, everybody's different, and so I'm just sharing my experience and how it is for me. And so and then what's, you know, makes it more interesting for me is in that story comes, and then I can know exactly its full depth of meaning, and how I can integrate that into my life, and how you guys can integrate it into your life as well. And so I'm constantly getting this information that's helping me. It's not only helping me, but it's helping you guys as well. And that's why I love to hear back from you guys. What is it doing for you? I really love to hear about that. It's one of my favorite things to do with my art, is being able to share it with you guys. And so the action step this week to do with daytime koala is to begin a plan to build a map of your future success. Have a clear vision about your passion and future, because it is a powerful one. And so the negative, you could be feeling uncertain, delayed purpose, or fearing, and the positive is take direction. Your future success is already there, and acknowledging this in what you do. And so let's have a look and see the final animal that we're going to be drawing this week, so then I can put this on YouTube for you guys. And yeah, I create so many videos every week for you guys, and new videos and I've got a brand new one coming up. And so the other card that just, I can't make these things up, and the cards that draw out, I don't even know, because I'm doing it here with you right now, the cards that are coming up. And so I never really know which ones are going to be coming out until I share it with you every week. And so the next card, which is our solution card, is letting us know, come on guys, you need to do some more soul searching, and be clear about these things, about what is lighting you up inside. Come on, and it's maybe a bit hard, and I understand that. And each time you keep practicing something, it'll get better and better and better. And so don't be discouraged, okay? And so when I focus on the direction I want to take myself, I can find all the pieces of my soul that I have been yearning for, and this makes me courageous. And so this is this the solution card that we got for you this week. And so let's have a look and see, and which is on page 79. Containing the fire coral, fan coral, and the Sydney weedy dragon. Can you spot the Sydney weedy dragon in this one? Because it's hiding. The spirals and the energy and the waxy line and the wavy lines coming out are the pure power it has over the sea life that it surrounds, and the dots are the finer vibrations and echoes. Are you currently faced with the many paths that the life has to offer you? And the whale uses echolocation in order to always understand the paths it needs to take, and these journey lines maximize the navigation and supplies it needs in order to continue on track. There is always many man-made distractions that the whale is up against, such as the noise pollution from ships and other sea vessels, which cause friction for the whale. And it's like us and the friction that we experience in the outside world to do with the news and the war and the prices of the petrol and all sorts of things. And we need to stay focused on what is helping us and benefiting us, and trying to just soften that noise so that it's not so loud, or from other people that may be not liking what we're doing, and trying to cause havoc for us, or whatever the distractions are. We want to make that so soft by concentrating, and so that it's like a whisper, we barely even notice it. And that's what starts happening when we are tuning in out with our inner selves more. And so understanding the depths of the soul is a courageous but a very, very scary thing to do also. With these parts in mind that are constantly being traveled by the whale, we're able to look at the common paths we have traveled also, and by asking the appropriate questions, such as why has something, or why hasn't it worked out. And this is all very healthy and helps us to progress and grow. And it can show us a lot by the habits which are either working for us or against us. Isn't it time you looked took control of your own destiny. And yeah, so it's also understanding about the habits also, which can also be not so noticeable because we're always doing it. And so yeah, the guidance for you this week, you are reaching a time of questioning, which is good in keeping not only your mind active but also to get you closer to the pursuit of your own soul's growth and potential. Have you achieved what you set out to in life, or is it time to make a list and reassess? It's all about making lists this week. We've got this theme of making lists and being mindful about what we're doing, and also you know, this is not only advice for you guys, but it's advice that I take on every week as well, to do with the cards and to do with everything that I'm doing. And so the action step this week is start a journal in order to begin tracking your soul's journey so that you can understand the inner qualities that make up you. Write a list of all the inner qualities about yourself that you love about yourself. This is an important self-realization exercise that will bring to light many opportunities for growth, but also bringing you more harmony and success of self. So the homework for you guys this week is to make a list about all the qualities about you that you are really loving right now, and then you can start to build more, this can be part of your strategy and your plan, so that you can start to build activities or do jobs or situations with others that you want to be involved in, or work roles, or even roles within the family that you want to be involved in that are highlighting those qualities within you. And so you could be feeling disharmony, oblivious, or indifference. So you can always change the negative into a positive by being in harmony with yourself, focusing on your self-realization through doing activities like this, and you will bring more success to yourself and into your life and into your goals and into your dreams and into your wanting and into whatever you're wanting to achieve at this point in time. And so these are the 3 cards that we pulled out this week. Butterfly, I'm connected. When I give myself time, I can easily understand that each phase of my life is a natural progression of life. Daytime koala, I am wealthy. When I allow myself to have a clear vision about my future, I receive limitless opportunities to increase my value by helping others to achieve their dreams. And the other one is with the come back while I am searching. When I focus on the direction I want to take myself, I can find all the pieces of my soul that I have been yearning for, and this makes me courageous. And so you just really have a good think about what direction you want to take this week, and then allow all the guidance to come through for you to do with the butterfly and the daytime koala. And I've given you lots of homework this week and yeah, which is really going to help you to get through this week. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Please check out the link in the description box and for further benefits and tools that will help you guys. And if you haven't got your Dreamtime card deck, now's the time, because the special is going to be ending on Monday at midnight, and so I really want each and every one of you to take advantage of that. And I'll also put a link to the book I currently have on special for almost half price, which is going to be great to give to someone or to use for yourself over the Easter period. And so I hope everyone has, and these are such great tools to tune into that creativity of yours and to heighten your awareness to do with what you're wanting to bring through more in your life, and which is from the quantum into the physical reality. And so that's what you're wanting to do, and these are the best tools for you to do that. And so yeah, especially now that it's almost half price. I hope you have a great week, everyone, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now. And the reason that I have the turtle in the background is it's all about being stable within our emotions. And for example, in the background I've got the central circle of the sun in the gold color, and so this represents the masculine protection, and the dot work over the top of the blue, which kind of makes it look like a purple color, but it's just like a bit of a trick of the eye. And so on top of that, it's the color of copper, and so that represents crystallized earth. So what I want to talk about today is to do with our intuition. And sometimes you know, we can have fear or doubt come up within our minds, and so we have to discern between our minds and our hearts, and sometimes this is not always an easy thing to do, is discerning between our heart and our mind. And so especially if we've been living in an ego-based mind, and what that means is being focused on the mind and what the mind and the signals that the mind is telling us, and so the mind is giving us electrical signals, and our emotions gives us magnetic signals. And so when we are focused on our heart, and the reason that our heart is based on magnetic energy is because it's so much stronger and is a very powerful force. And so when we can trust our instincts and our intuition that comes from our heart based and not our ego based, which is our mind, then we are picking up intuition and messages that are very highly intelligent, and so and accurate. And so also, it's also about balancing, having a balance between the two as well, but making sure that we are not allowing ourselves to be dominated by the ego mind, which is basically thoughts and to do and around fear, worry, doubt. And so when we think about the story to do with the turtle with leaves that you can see in the background, then it's talking about allowing ourselves and to teach ourselves and to make ourselves more aware of an empowerment within ourselves that is based on the stabilization of our emotions. And so stabilizing our emotions and being able to be aware of our emotions helps us to allow them to flow freely, but also not get caught up or be stagnant on any negativity that we're thinking about, in our ego mind. And so, we could be thinking that, what we're feeling is negative, when actually it's not. If you allow those emotions to flow freely and just to be the quiet observer of those emotions, then you will soon realize that they're actually signals and information that are coming to us, giving us empowering information that's making us more aware, that's helping us to grow in the area that we may be feeling that emotion. And so this is where we can be discerning to do with our heart and our mind, because it's not about restricting the flow of that emotion, but it's about being aware of that emotion and being able to transform that emotion. So, for example, we could be feeling scared, for example, about a particular area in our life. And so if we're feeling scared, we can place our hand on our heart, and this is how we can tune into what it is that we're feeling at a given time. And so if we're feeling scared, then what would be the opposite of being scared or ashamed? Then the opposite of being scared or ashamed could be confident. And so, you know, allow yourself to acknowledge how you're feeling, if you're feeling that scared or you're feeling that ashamed, and allow yourself to feel it and say that I understand that I'm feeling this emotion of being scared, but I allow myself to transform this feeling into self-confidence. And so see how you're allowing that to flow, and you're not restricting it, because when we restrict the natural flow of our emotions, then it can begin to build up. And then when it starts to build up, it starts affecting our egotistical mind, which is like an electric current, and our heart is a magnetic one. And so we don't want to have that build up occur, because then it can build up to a lot more thoughts in our mind. And so yeah, this is just like a simple little awareness that I wanted to bring to your attention, to do with the thoughts and the ego mind and the emotions, like, because at times we can be in a battle to do with our mind and our heart, but you know, that doesn't need to occur. We can actually allow the flow to happen between the mind and the heart, by just recognizing certain emotions that we feel and just being the quiet observer of those emotions when they do occur. And so I hope this video has helped you today in being more aware of the heart and the mind. And I like to do a lot of meditation most days, and so, you know, I very aware of being the quiet observer to do with emotions and thoughts, you know. But there can be so these are really great exercises that you can use when you feel like you're overthinking in your mind, or you know, allowing yourself to be caught up in those negative emotions which don't need to happen. You know, sometimes this can actually be an illusion, sometimes just to do with a certain situation. You could have been triggered by somebody, or a situation could have triggered you, but it may not have been to do with that person. It could be to do with something that's actually already there inside of you that somebody else could have triggered. And so that's just showing you something that's already there, maybe to do with somebody else. And so that can be easily cleared and transformed, and it doesn't need to always you know, be there and build up and build up and build up and build up, because we can become quite aware of what that is if we allow ourselves to be the quieter observer and just sit back. It may be just connected to a certain situation that's happening in your life at the moment, or it could be connected to something that's on a deeper level, that's connected to a cycle in your life that you could quite easily free yourself from. Or when you have the right tools and techniques to know how to do that, and so that, or you could be in a cycle at the moment where you're allowing that to leave from your life, and so you are quite aware of what that is. And so yeah, there could be a number of situations happening to do with that. And so, but as we go along, we can become more aware of these certain situations that are happening in our life. And when we can become you know, more confident in being the quiet observer of the situations and thoughts and feelings in our life, then we can become more confident in our power, in our stability, and taking back our power from situations and people that have caused us hurt or pain in the past. And so then we don't feel like that people have those sorts. So those kind of people don't have the power that we think they do. And because maybe in certain situations we've felt vulnerable, and so we've felt like that we've had to give our power away. And so, everyone's been in these kinds of situations in some kind of capacity and from the past, and so it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's what unites us as a whole in being able to go through these certain situations that we go through in our lives, that makes us have those connections with each other, and that makes us have the things in common with each other. And so it's not something to be ashamed of. I know that I have my own personal experiences have been caught up in situations like that myself, and so I'm not somebody that's any better than anybody else. So yeah, like I said, we've all been in we all go through these unpleasant situations. Nobody's any better than anybody else. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video to do with the ego, mind, and the emotions. And yeah, I would love to know your thoughts on this video, and also the other video that I put out the other week to do with deep listening. And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video, and any feedback on other topics that you might want to hear from me. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.